Many of us have grown up believing that heaven is simply that eternal resting place we go to after we die, a space of peace and glory. However, did you know that the Bible mentions 3 distinct heavens? The most surprising thing is that each of them has a unique purpose and function. Knowing this information can completely transform your perspective on heaven, life, and the divine plan. So why is this powerful truth not often preached? Why does it remain hidden? Get ready, because in this video, I will guide you step by step through the 3 heavens mentioned in the Bible, revealing their secrets, their purpose, and the impact they have on your spiritual life. In addition, you will discover why this knowledge is so little shared, even in churches, and what is the crucial detail that almost no one understands about the 3rd heaven. Stay until the end, because this revelation will change your spiritual vision forever. Let's start with a fundamental question. Why is it important to understand the 3 heavens of the Bible? The scriptures do not speak of a single heaven. In fact, 3 heavens are mentioned with specific purposes. But why should we pay attention to them? The answer is profound. By understanding these heavens, we begin to discern an essential aspect of the divine plan, both for the world and for our individual lives. This understanding opens us to the spiritual dimensions of existence, our relationship to the eternal, and how all of this influences our ultimate destiny. It is like having a map in our hands. It is not enough to possess it, we must know how to interpret it in order to reach our desired destination. Likewise, understanding the purpose of each of the 3 heavens allows us to discover truths that directly affect our daily lives and our spirituality. Have you ever wondered how the spiritual struggles you face are connected to these heavens, or how divine promises have a direct relationship to them? In 2 Corinthians 12:2-4, the Apostle Paul offers us a glimpse into one of these heavens. He describes how he was caught up to the 3rd heaven and heard indescribable words, experiences beyond human understanding. This makes it clear to us that we are not simply talking about a physical sky, but a deeper spiritual dimension. As we reflect on this passage, we can begin to appreciate the spiritual richness of each heaven and its impact on our daily lives. These are not just abstract concepts. The heavens have real implications for our prayers, our relationship with God, and how we deal with spiritual adversity. Now let's delve into the first of these heavens, the physical sky. This is the visible sky, the one we look up at every day. Here are the clouds, the sun, the moon, and the stars. This first heaven, which includes the Earth's atmosphere, is the space where birds fly, storms form, and airplanes cross the skies. It is a tangible reality that we can perceive with our senses. This sky acts as a protective layer for the Earth, essential for our survival. Without it, life as we know it would be impossible. It is like the roof of a house. It is not the home itself, but it serves the vital function of protecting us from the outside elements. In the Bible, this heaven also has important symbolism. In Genesis 1:8 we are told, "And God called the expanse heaven, and the evening and the morning were the 2nd day." This verse reminds us that the first heaven is part of God's design, created by God to sustain life on earth. It is a constant reminder that everything around us has a purpose, a reason for being in the divine plan. The first heaven, though physical and limited, connects us to the magnificence of creation and offers us a glimpse of God's power and wisdom. But this is just the beginning. In the next segment, we will explore how this first heaven relates to our earthly struggles and what divine lessons are hidden in its purpose. I assure you that this perspective will surprise you and make you see this heaven with completely new eyes. Join me in this revelation. The first heaven, tangible wonders with divine purpose. Have you ever stopped to reflect on how extraordinary everything we perceive in the first heaven is? Every star that shines in the immensity of the firmament, every cloud that dances in the wind, and every gentle breeze that caresses our face are all part of a carefully structured divine design. But an intriguing question arises. If this physical heaven is so essential, so magnificent, and so meticulously crafted, how does it connect to the other heavens mentioned in the Bible? What you are about to discover about the second heaven will open your eyes to the direct relationship between the spiritual struggles we face and a dimension that transcends our understanding. Don't turn away, because by the end of this journey you'll understand why this powerful truth isn't preached in churches or elsewhere. The second heaven, an invisible spiritual battlefield. The second heaven takes us to an entirely different level, a spiritual dimension where battles are waged that directly impact our lives but often go unnoticed. This realm is not physical. It is an invisible plane where divine and evil forces constantly interact. Here, angels execute God's will, while demons attempt to interfere and hinder divine purposes. Although we cannot see it with our physical eyes, this heavenly domain has a powerful influence on our everyday emotions, thoughts, decisions, and actions. To better understand this second heaven, imagine it like the operating system of a video game. While you focus on the challenges and levels you see on the screen, behind it all is an intricate system that dictates what happens in the game. Likewise, this spiritual heaven, though invisible, is in constant interaction with our physical reality, shaping and directing many of the events we experience day to day. Ephesians 6:12 makes this truth clear to us. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual wickedness in the heavenly places. And so, this passage reminds us that our battles are not simply physical, but are rooted in spiritual conflicts that play out in this second heaven. Have you ever wondered if the trials you face in your life, the temptations that weaken you, or the internal struggles that challenge you, have their origins in this spiritual realm? The invisible forces of the second heaven are at work, either to protect you or to attack you. And understanding this is crucial to facing daily challenges with faith and discernment. But the key question is, what happens when these battles are overcome? What comes next? The answer takes us to the third heaven, the most sublime and life-changing place of all. The third heaven, the abode of God's eternal glory. We have reached the third heaven, the supreme place where God's presence is full and eternal. This heaven is neither physical like the first, nor a spiritual battlefield like the second. It is the home of divine perfection, where God's will is manifested in an absolute way, and His love permeates every corner. Here there is no suffering, darkness, or tears. There is only eternal communion with the Creator, infinite peace, and an indescribable glory that surpasses any human imagination. This third heaven is the final destination for those who have put their faith in God. It is a place prepared specifically for those who have responded to the divine call and accepted salvation through Jesus Christ. The Bible gives us a glimpse of this reality in Revelation 21:2, where John describes, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven, prepared as a bride beautifully dressed for her husband." This passage describes not just a place, but a tangible promise of eternal communion between God and His people, a space where every longing of the heart finds an answer in the divine presence. Imagine this third heaven being like an exclusive movie theater, designed with unparalleled magnificence, where everything is arranged to reflect the glory and holiness of God. However, not everyone has access. Only those who have received God's personal invitation can enter and experience this divine reality. What would it be like to walk in the direct presence of God? To feel His love so tangibly that every wound is healed, every doubt dispelled, and every desire of the soul satisfied. This is the third heaven, the eternal resting place that God has prepared for those who love Him. But here, a crucial question arises. Why is this information, so vital to our faith and spiritual understanding, not openly taught in churches or elsewhere? This is the mystery we will explore later, and you will be amazed to discover the reasons behind this silence. Follow me on this journey to understand what you have never been preached about the heavens of the Bible. the amazing connection between the three heavens, what you are never preached about. Although each of the three heavens has a unique purpose, they are all deeply connected within God's divine des. Again, the first heaven represents the natural world, the blue sky, the stars, and everything we see in creation. It is the visible work of a masterful creator. On the other hand, the second heaven is the spiritual dimension where invisible battles are fought that have a direct impact on our daily lives. Finally, the third heaven is God's dwelling place, the place where our eternal purpose makes sense and everything finds its fulfillment in His presence. These heavens are not separate entities, but rather interrelated levels that prepare us to understand God's eternal plan. Imagine it like a video game with progressive levels. In the first level, we learn the basics, get to know the terrain, and become familiar with the rules. In the second level, we face more challenging, spiritual, and profound challenges that strengthen us for the greatest struggles. Finally, in the highest level, the third heaven, we find the ultimate reward, eternal victory and communion with God. Each level is designed to prepare us, strengthen us, and guide us toward our ultimate destination, eternity. Why isn't this talked about often? We live in a time where the immediate, the tangible, and the material dominate our attention. We have been conditioned to focus only on what we can see, touch, and measure, ignoring the spiritual as if it doesn't exist. Talking about the three heavens exposes profound and often uncomfortable truths. These truths reveal that there is an invisible world where battles are fought that directly affect our lives, and that beyond this reality, an eternal destiny awaits us. Recognizing this connection challenges the current system that seeks to keep us distracted, busy, and disconnected from what is transcendental. This truth invites us to rethink our priorities, our lifestyle, and the decisions we make daily. By understanding that our existence has a heavenly purpose, and that what happens on the spiritual plane is as real as what we perceive physically, we begin to live according to God's plan in all areas of our lives. It is this revelation that is uncomfortable because it awakens in us a need to seek the eternal and to align our lives with the divine purpose, an invitation to continue exploring God's plan. In this video, we have explored one of the deepest and most fascinating topics in the Bible, the three heavens. Each of them offers us a unique vision of the divine purpose and teaches us essential truths about our relationship with God and our eternal destiny. Now I invite you to become part of this community that seeks to know more about the wonders of the Word of God. Subscribe to our channel, Código Bíblico, to continue learning about the mysteries of the Scriptures. Like this video so that more people can discover this teaching, and leave us your comment answering this question: which of the three heavens impacted you the most and why? Also, share this message with friends, family, or anyone who needs to know more about God's purpose. Together, we can help more people understand the importance of the three heavens in the divine plan. Closing, thank you for joining us on this exciting spiritual journey. Your subscription, likes, and comments are powerful tools to spread this message to the entire world. See you in the next video, where we will continue to unravel the mysteries of the Bible and explore God's amazing plan for our lives. May God bless you abundantly and guide you every step of your way.